Thank you, Taika. I literally, when I heard that Taika was going to present this, I figured it was 50-50 whether he would say my name in the speech, anything I've ever directed. It's a beautiful wild card that you are, Taika, which is, of course, also the source of your genius. Thank you to the Toronto Film Festival, not only for this incredibly meaningful honor, but to Cameron and to Jeff McNaughton for putting on a world-class celebration of film and television here in Toronto every year. It's just a treasure. Thank you. And I have to say, to be here, I premiered my newest project, All the Light We Cannot See, today. And just to be in this forum, in my homeland, being able to share the work that I continue to love doing is really a gift. I'm way off the teleprompter, by the way, so my friend Chris backstage, try to keep up. I'm kind of winging it at this point. Wow, okay. But specifically, to get an award named after Norman Jewison is humbling. And I don't presume to deserve a place in that sentence, but if my own work can have even a fraction of the impact and the durability and the range of Mr. Jewison's, then I will have really achieved something indeed. So I am humbled by that, and I thank you to the Budman family for this great honor. I was lucky enough, I am Canadian. I grew up in Montreal. That's like known to Torontonians as the less cool Toronto. We all know the truth. But I was lucky because I grew up in a Montreal family that always celebrated and supported my creative passions. They never discouraged them. They never even planted a seed of thought that I shouldn't pursue them. I had to pursue them. In fact, passions need to be honored. And that's a very lucky thing to grow up in a family that surrounds you with that ethos. But I didn't fully manifest as a human and as a storyteller until my student film, which was produced by a then fellow 24-year-old named Serena. There was this girl, Serena, and well, guys, I'm trying to it's like you're revealing the end, okay? For those of you who don't know, so there's this fellow 24-year-old. I'm in film school, I'm like, do you want to produce my student film? Smartly, she recognized that producing a student film is fairly thankless, right? Even if it works out well, it works out well for the actors, maybe the director, rarely the producer. But also, Serena was about to leave the industry, about to leave Los Angeles, and so she said, no, I can't produce your student film. And I was bummed for about 5 minutes, and then I was happy because I realized I could ask her out to dinner instead. And from that moment till this moment, we've been together. And she did end up producing that short film of mine. And she did, after which she did leave the entertainment industry, but thankfully she didn't leave my life. In fact, she married me, and we were here in Toronto 25 years ago. Serena was pregnant with the first of our 4 daughters, Sophie, who is at my table right there. And we were here in Toronto because I had made a student film and I was hustling, right? The way we all start off. I was hustling and I was producing and directing a show, a half-hour comedy for Disney Channel. And to be back here now, all these years later, in Toronto, lucky enough to be with that same girl, and lucky enough to be able to still be doing this job that I have loved since the day I called action on that short almost 30 years ago. I think we all feel this way, or many of us in this room. It's a privilege to work in a creative field. It's a privilege, it's a gift to a life. And to be able to craft narratives that connect with and that are about connection with other humans. The fact that my movies and my shows have resonated for so many around the world, and to the extent that they have, is more than a dream come true, because I never dreamed this. This is more than I dreamed. I just wanted to do this job. I love this job. I just wanted to be in a world where you could make things and put feeling into it and get feeling out of it. And so the fact I've been able to do that has been the result of support along the way, starting with Brian Robbins, who offered me my first movie when he himself was a baby producer, Tom Rothman and Jim Giannopoulos, who kept coming to me with this wacky movie about a museum that would come to life after dark, and kept coming at me and hammering me on it long before I thought I was capable of that. and more recently to the folks at Netflix, to Bvlgari and Scott Stuber and Peter Friedlander and everyone at Netflix who have supported my creative instincts through Stranger Things, through the Adam Project, and now with All the Light We Cannot See. Just as grateful as I am for that support, I'm grateful for the actors who have inspired me along the way. As Taika said, I love me an actor, probably because I used to be one. Okay, that's way in my rearview mirror, but I love actors, and I love that their trade, their job is feeling, and I love connecting with feeling. So especially to those with whom I've done multiple movies each, and who have inspired and shaped me. That includes the properly pronounced Steve Martin, Ben Stiller, Robin Williams, Amy Adams, Steve Carell and Tina Fey, Hugh Jackman, and of course, my Canadian soulmate, Ryan Gosling, who I haven't worked with, yet, but I'm told we would get along really well. Perhaps someday, as well as my actual brother, my best of buddies, and my creative partner, and so many things these days, the other Canadian Ryan, Mr. Reynolds. Thank you for this honor, TIFF. You have made this Montreal kid very proud. Thank you.